Is that too much? Maybe so. Well, there you are again. Charlie Greer podcast. I do this every day. Today. So, Delphi presser. Hallelujah. They arrested a dude. Didn't say much. I didn't figure they would. It's they can't go into like particulars. Um, Great day. Friday was a great day. I'm just kind of celebrating what's going on. And so they had the first guy. Everybody's seen it, but we saw the guy that did the Anthony Shots presser. We saw him, and he's a big fella. He's of course Doug Carter and Nicholas McClellan, Tobe Lesenby. Cast of characters. So yeah, great day. They got an arrest. Now there's all this speculation. I've been watching YouTube videos. Oh, and if you want like a deep dive, well, first let's start with pray for Abby and Libby, pray for their family, pray for law enforcement. Please like, share, subscribe if you want to support the channel. The information's in the description for Zelle. Let's do this. So yeah, if you want like a deeper dive on this, you need to go to like unresolved crime or one of those. They're better. So yeah, reaction to the Delphi presser. Again, short and sweet. Didn't say much. The dude's Richard Allen. He goes by Ricky Allen. Worked at CVS. No bail. His the warrant for his arrest is sealed. That's kind of weird, but in rare occasions, I guess they have to do that. Anything now is good. In February, it had been 6 years. And I take my hat off to law enforcement. However, there's always going to be a however, right? I think there's going to be more arrests. There's something isn't right. I don't know what it is. I'm just going to come out and say, I feel something's, my intuition, my gut is telling me that something is off. Maybe it's because there are other perps involved. But so yeah, let me start by going in like I can I would read people. So when I'm watching this presser, I'm looking for certain things. Okay. One thing is it's almost been 6 years. Don't come at us with any vanity. Don't be vain. Well, there, a couple of them were, look like they've been at tanning beds and stuff. You don't talk about? Maybe you don't. And you know what? I wish I didn't know this knowledge. I swear. I wish I didn't. I wish I could just go back to my old self. Rainbows and lolly. Now it's long gone, man. I was like 23, 24. No. So there's tells that people do. There's certain things. And what do you look for? You look for, especially in serious situations. Why would someone have any vanity? Why would they be vain? Why would they be, again, slightly? They're not dressed like Madonna, but I mean, it's you have to, in certain circles, you have to know this. So, because people are always lying to you. I mean, there's the world ain't what you think. Yeah, I just, it looked like Nick and Tobe had been at the tanning salon. Again, I'm just gonna be. I got some feelings from those two. Something is it? I don't know what it is, and it's always been that way. Now, people, when you read people, it could be stuff they're hiding in their own life. So maybe I'm picking that up. It's simple stuff that's not a crime. Maybe he drinks too much. Maybe he does stuff on the side that people don't know. I'm talking just certain things. So that could be it. And again, I'm picking something up. It's hard to explain unless you understand what I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm grateful. Hallelujah. They made an arrest, but it seems like and also it could be that they're holding stuff back about other people that, I'm not a soothsayer. I'm not a tarot reader or a psychic or anything like that. But I know how to pick up on people. pretty damn good at it. Had to be. At first, I was horrible. It's like, there's no way I'm going to learn it. What do you do? And I did, watching that presser. It's like, of course, Doug Carter's doing the same. There's not much I pick off Doug. What I do pick off him is that he doesn't want to be doing this. There's something about, like, he knows something. Maybe it's that he knows more about the perps that we don't know. There's something isn't right. Not with Doug. It's just that he seems like, which one of them doesn't fit with the other? Like, Doug seems like a genuine guy. Like, I see Doug as like a, and of course he's a PR dude, and he, but he's had to come to get to the PR. He had to be a badass cop. I can just tell by his present. He was a good cop. You wouldn't want him, you wouldn't want him on your ass. He's just going to get you. And again, I'm happy for the families. I'm happy they arrested this guy. There's something else going on. I think he's connected to either other perps or something's not right. I don't know what it is. Comment below. Am I the asshole? Maybe so. I wasn't even going to do a Delphi today. I was going to do a happy Halloween kind of thing. But then after I got up this morning, and luckily I did, I thought it was 10, but time change. It was 9. So I luckily just got it. I would have missed it, So after I watched it, I was like, oh man, I was like, I'll do the happy Halloween one. No, I'm gonna. So here I am. Short and sweet. Of course it would be short and sweet. They can't release certain stuff. I've heard everything under the sun about this Richard Allen. His wife turned him in. They dug up his yard looking for a cat. They found stuff in the garden. I don't know what to believe. Again, it's all assumption. It's all speculation. And watching some of these other YouTubers, it's like, man, I get it. But how do you know all this stuff? I mean, I know people talk, but man, there's people with all these details. Like, how did you know that? You got to be careful. But people are, and probably they're right. But we just don't know. Like, I don't like to talk about like things that aren't, Even everything I just said about my feelings and reading, it could be wrong. Okay. Sometimes you're an off. It's a rainy day here where I'm at. So it's like, it could be, and again, it could be certain things. Like I could be picking up on them holding back information about perps. They're holding something back. Of course they are. They can't give information, but there's other. Okay. Say if I was in a situation with my grandfather was still alive and we're meeting some people and they were acting that way. When they left, we looked at each other and go like, oh man, that dog don't hunt. Something's not right. Might not know exactly what it is. You have to, go sniffing around and find out. So that's the point I'm coming from. Maybe I'm the one that wasn't, hell. It's frustrating. But I take my hat off to law enforcement, man. Congrats on the arrest. And pray for Abby and Libby and pray for their families and pray for law enforcement. And Friday was a great day. It's just like, oh, fine, shit. People that are involved, not involved, but like we follow this case. I'm not even a true crime podcast. I do all kinds of shit. I have a cooking show. But something about this case has literally I got fascinated with it. I got obsessed. I feel for those girls, their families. And then, of course, law enforcement admitted certain things, shifting gears and all this other thing. They're going to take some heat. And Carter said something about that today. Because again, and they mentioned integrity. I get it. You have to say that, but man, after almost 6 years, isn't there a different choice of wording? Maybe, perhaps, could be. What do you think? Comment below. How did you feel when Nicholas was talking That's the DA. When Tobe was talking, what were you picking up on? It looked like they both went like to the same tanning bed. They're all tan. And again, you're on the TV. You would probably do it by now. They probably have publicists like, hey, you're kind of looking, let's get your little sun on you. I know it sounds stupid, right? I get it. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's just how they are. Again, when you're looking at people, one of the simplest things you do is look for vanity and someone being vain. When you're in a serious situation, why would they be? They wouldn't. But maybe that's, again, it's hard. It's a Rubik's Cube. And I don't do it like I used to. I'm not in those situations. That's, man, a lifetime ago. My grandfather died in like 94, 95. Shit. Those old dudes, those World War II guys, they would know. Well, that's what they were trained. They had to know. Money was on the line, power, life and death sometimes. So yeah, okay, I'm just gonna say I have the feeling that there's other perps. I have a strong feeling that they arrested 2 counts of murder. My theory was that like Kagan Klein was a CI, a confidential informant. Did he snitch him in? I thought they all were. I thought they all, is there other arrests going to be made? Because I guess if you turn state's evidence against someone, you plead out. So if Kagan, can he like KK, I should say, would he like be lower his sentence or something like that? Are they just passing the buck to this dude? Maybe not. Because I heard on a few things they found some shit in his yard. Some real serious shit. So if they did that, if that's what it was, and also I heard his wife turned him in. If those 2 things are right, then that dude is, and maybe that's what they were, when Doug was talking about, for all these years, just with one piece of evidence. Was that literally a confession or like someone somebody turning someone in? He mentioned that like someone close to you, he's different or whatever. I mean, could have been his wife. I'm talking about Richard Allen's wife. Because I watched on multiple podcasts that she did. How they would know that, I have no idea. Speculation, assumption. I'm not saying that. I'm repeating. Again, I'm peacocking like a bird. A peacock. She turned him in. Found stuff in the backyard. That's all I'm doing. I'm not trying to, I'm fascinated with this case. I'm a concerned citizen. I have a YouTube channel to. So yeah, if they did find what they said they found, well, they got it. They, and they got computers, and someone said that his wife found something on a computer and then turned him in. And then when they did because they dug up his yard like weeks ago, and I heard it was under the guise of someone had stolen something in the neighborhood, so they had to dig through them. And someone said they were looking for a cat, and for cat hair, because they said there's hair. This case is crazy. Again, you need an Excel spreadsheet to keep up with all this, and you probably get it. You got to update that program because there's going to be more stuff coming out. So they said he had this Richard Allen. He's got a hearing in January, and then the trial starts in March. But then again, those are just preliminary dates. They could push that. It could be years, man. Be another 5 years. Oh, we need to, that's how that is. Hopefully not. Hopefully in March we get a trial. He pleaded not guilty, of course. Also, I heard on a podcast that he's not cooperating. He's like, go fuck yourself, kind of thing. That might not be the smartest thing to do, especially if they got something on you. You can't, again, everybody in prison says they're innocent. It's just, but if they do have what they claim that they have, or people said that they have, you might want to be helping yourself out, man. You don't want to get convicted and go to like the SHU. a security housing unit. No, you don't want to be a. They can only protect you so much. There's that hour a day you get a shower, and it gets tricky. And guards, it's shit. But again, he's innocent and proven guilty. He needs his due process. Um, these first pressers are always short and sweet, and they didn't answer basically anything. Matter of fact, the stream I was watching, you couldn't even hear the questions. Well, no, that's again. This is the question you just asked. Is involves they didn't, because people. I don't even know what they were asking. Maybe I'll go back and watch it again, and someone's figured out what they were. Could anybody understand what the? Because I was jumping around. One of them had good audio and shitty video. One had great video and shitty audio. So I was like, huh, what? Two screens open, But I've been celebrating all week, well, since Friday, because this is good. Again, I'm just an old haggard man. You know what I mean? I'm like angry. Shame. You gotta, forgive me. But you have to go again. I'm going with my gut. Again, I could be wrong. And I'm pretty sure that I'm picking up on just other perps, that other things are. But did it look like to you that Nicholas and Tobe looked like they were at the tanning bed? This ain't no sun, Do they have publicists now or lawyers that represent them? Like, hey, man, you're a little pale. You got to get in front of the camera. You got to look and see. Perhaps Nicholas looks like he's aged. Like, again, that could be a lot of stress. Oh shit, like nobody knows who you are, and then the world knows. And it's been like what, over 5 years? And you're probably like, I would do the same thing, drinking more beer just because you're stressed out. After work, I need a beer. I get it, Nicholas. Shit. You might need a lot of beer. A lot. So, human behavior. I could be wrong. Again, I'm going to be nitpicking these people because that's what I do. You're just not going to go. I don't go with what people tell me. I'm looking at body language. I'm looking at this, that, and the other thing. I still think there's something going on. I might be crazy. I still think there's some kind of sting or bigger operation or something. I don't know. It feels that way to me. They're acting like something else is. Why would they give him no bond? Why would they seal that for the integrity of the case? I get that integrity, shit, keep saying it. But after making like admitted mistakes, they said, changing gears, whatever, go back to the 2019 presser. Integrity might not be the best word to choose. Maybe a different word would have been better. See, words are tells. People, their vanity, how vain they are, this, that, and the other. Like Tobe, what he said, looking around, like, man, dude, it's been almost 6 years. You need to be a little humble. I was hoping that Tobe would be a little bit more humble. He wasn't. And then his short and sweet speech, he had to read it, brought up a leather-bound book. And come on, you said, like, how many words did you say? You couldn't memorize that? Another tell. See, these people, normies, people aren't thinking along these lines. They're not, I know. Again, I wish I didn't know this. I wish I could hit myself in the head with a hammer and be like, I'm smart again. Because it's hard for me. Because I'll catch people on, and a lot of times I'm right, though. Even in my personal life, like you can't, shit. We all do tells. No one's exempt. We all say things. Now, people embellish. The simple, like, I'm the best ever. We all. So your face will do certain things. You'll react a certain way. So it's hard to to tell the difference between embellishment and lying, and everything. You got to get good at it from doing it. Just years of but dude, there's people that are right on, and governments use this, military, the mafia, gang member, they all do. Even if they don't even know what they're doing, you get used to reading people. Like, oh man, I mean, they shit. So it could have been just pride. See, people that are prideful will act that way. But I was hoping that Toe would be a little bit more humble. They looked all tan and hey, maybe I need to go to the tanning bed. Shit. Maybe they didn't. Maybe it's just me. Maybe they're dark complexion. I don't know. Yeah, if you want a deep dive, you probably want to go to another YouTube channel because I'm not with all the facts and this and that. I'm just doing my humble opinion. Concerned citizen. But I picked up on some stuff. Comment below. Did y'all too? Did anybody? Again, am I the asshole that has to say these things? Maybe I'm wrong. We don't know until they release a lot of that stuff. Like one of my theories about guys down the hill. How are we going to know if I was wrong with that theory? I probably am. Let me just say that right now. Probably am. With the CI, I thought everybody was a CI. Let me say who I thought the CI was. KK, TK, friend one, friend two, the cousin, the whole lot of them. The gaggle of those, I thought were all CIs. That was one of my theories. I might be wrong. We won't know until they go to court. What other theory did I have? Anyway, I could be wrong. A lot of people were wrong about, because I never had a POI, never mentioned a POI, never, none of that. Not once. Because I don't know. Just ask questions. That's why I always put a question mark after everything. I don't know. Be certain. When you're centered and certain, you got to be sure. That's why we have laws. That's what we have. That's why when they arrested this dude, they got to be centered and certain about something. They found something. They know. They have to. They're not going to get a warrant from a judge if they don't have that evidence. And good for y'all. Good work. Maybe it took so long because you were going through everybody's, the tips. Let's think about those tips. And it seems like the next hearing in January, that's not too far away. And then the trial starts in March. That's not too. They could have made it another year, huh? But then again, those are preliminary dates. They could change that. They could put the Keegan. How many times they've changed his? But stuff is kind of starting to line up. Searching in the river and KK. They took him out to a military base, and then Doug Carter and the helicopter and everything. Is this all involved with this? Is this the results of that? I mean, we won't know. Was KK like snitching up a storm and mentioned this Richard Allen guy, and they're kind of holding on to it, and then because someone said his wife turned him in, so they had corroborating evidence, like, oh shit, KK, and then his wife, huh, what? Someone was saying that she found something on a computer or something, Richard Allen's wife, and turned him in. I don't know. Again, I'm speculating. I'm parroting. I watch other, could that be what it is? Maybe some of these stuff will start leaking out. I mean, it's hard to know what to believe. People say they're certain. Come on. Who, huh? And how do these people know this stuff? I mean, again, if you're local, maybe you're hearing things. If you live around there, if you're in Indiana, if you're in Delphi, well, hell, you've probably known, that's the only thing that makes sense to me is people would know because they're from that area. But I think there's a lot more coming down the pipe. I think that there's definitely more perps. I could be wrong, but I think so. I think that people are pleading to get, people lie. You know what I mean? People plant evidence. That's a thing. Haven't you ever watched any Murder, She Wrote or any of that kind of stuff? I mean, come on. We just don't know yet. Again, speculation, assumption. I'm just a dude sitting in front of his laptop. But I think something else is afoot. I've said that from the beginning. I don't even know what it is. I'm not trying to say, I know. No, I don't know. It's just my gut and my intuition and this, that, and the other. I feel like we don't know the whole story. Hopefully soon we will. It's great that they have an arrest. This is a start of the wheels of justice turn slow, and you got to go through the due process. Let this dude, you can't be like that old Western where they arrest somebody and they all show up with like a burning torch and hang him. And, you can't do that. People will do that. Forget about back in the Western time. If we don't have certain laws, we don't want mob rule. All through history, it will, they'll bust in that jail and shit. Good thing we have laws. We have to. You don't want, people the power's in the people, man. How many law enforcement got there? Dude, you ascend on the jail. So we need that. We need to have him have due process. Even scumbags need due process. All right. This guy could be worse than we think. He could be connected to certain other things. We just don't know. They didn't give him a bond. They want to keep his ass there. I wonder if he's on like suicide watch. You'd have to. Because a lot of people, when they're in that, they're caught. They'll be sitting there contemplating their life and, oh my God, and my life's ruined. And they'll take a shoestring and hang themselves. I'm sorry to laugh, but that's what happens, man. Strange, mysterious world we live in. Again, congratulations on law enforcement. I'm always going to be pointing the finger. You know what I mean? That's just who I am. I like Doug Carter. They weren't ready for something like this. And I'm just going off of what they have said. And then making my own conclusions. I think that a lot of these YouTubers, these deep divers, are right about certain things. When you put it all together, they might have different POIs and all this other stuff, but it could be. Again, haven't you watched a Murder, She Wrote or any of those things where at first it looks like, and then here she comes, and then it's all like, well, see, we said, what? Like that. Real life is stranger than fiction, man. If you wrote this Delphi murder, if you had a treatment, like you went to a production company, like, oh, I got this murder story, they'd be like, dude, that's something you can't. That's you're stretching the bounds of nobody believe it. There's so much to keep up with. I need a producer or something. That's what I need. Somebody that will do Excel. I know Excel. Okay, I studied computer operations. Excel makes me anxious. I don't like it. It's just not a fun program. It shit. What do you think? Comment below. What did you think about the presser? Do you think they're at the tanning salon? I know, right? Yeah. Do you think there's more perps? I'm going to ask a lot of questions here. Do you think there's more perps? Do you think Kagan, whatever, do you think he's a snitch? He's a CI, Captain Informant. Did he snitch this dude out? Is there a couple, three of them or something? Or is it just this one guy that no one's heard of that lives near the area that was near the south side of the bridge? Which myself, Frank from Unresolved Crime, Ruckus, who's involved with Unresolved Crime. We've been talking about that south side of the brick for weeks. And they have been talking about it before I was involved. Frank's a deep diver. Again, Unresolved Crime. Ruckus, who works with Unresolved, he's an ex-law enforcement. He knows. He knows all kinds of, because he was worked in that, you know. They're both right on it. Check them out. Give them some love. What do you think? Comment below. Again, I might go later and do my Happy Halloween. It's Halloween, everybody. Happy Halloween, everyone. Because I got a Halloween story to tell. I just might like, hey, freshen up here and go right back on about my Halloween. Because that's what I was going to do today. I wasn't going to do the Delphi. If I hadn't have, I would have missed. I thought it was 10, but there's a time change. So it was 9 my time. If I hadn't have got up and just checked my, whoa, it was already going. Like it just started. I was like, dang, I got shit. What am I? See, I'm a dumbass. See, I don't know about time zones and everything. You know what I mean? But I try. Look, I do this every day, rant like a madman. So I'll be back tomorrow. Again, comment below. What do you think? More perps, snitches, huh? What? See? Maybe. But I love y'all. Be blessed. Cheers.